Buckle up, Buttercup. Live from Gloucester, Massachusetts. Podcasting around the world. You're listening to the GloucesterCast podcast, a production of Joey Shimataro and Good Morning Gloucester Media. Kick back, relax, and enjoy the show with your host, Joey Shimataro, and his crew of merry castaways. No piping plovers will be intentionally harmed in the production of this podcast.
Good morning, Gloucester. We did it.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We have very special guests today. 3 podcasts. Have you ever been on?
I was not on the video. Previous audio.
Audio, so that doesn't count.
So no.
Mayor-elect Greg Verga, fresh off his win. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Beth and Nick Panagos from Bravo by the Sea and soon to be Bravo 2 by the Sea.
Yes.
And it works. I thought you'd have to rename the whole thing.
I know.
Because by the Sea still works in Gloucester.
Yes, it does. We're very close to the sea here.
I thought it might have been called the Main Bravo.
I love it.
The mothership.
Yes.
Yeah, that's another one.
Well, the oven is. Well, we're gonna get to that. We don't want to bury because we got a whole lot to talk about. But we have a picture of the oven, and the person that do you know Ken Lawler?
Yes.
Ken Lawler. I sent him. So we talked about that. We were having you guys on, and he goes, "I sold them their oven."
Yes,
and
he
I
did.
said, "Oh, you did?" And I sent him the picture that you had sent me. He goes, "How did you get a picture before me?" But I'm so happy to have you guys here. I mean, for you, this must just
Yeah, that's an understatement.
understatement, right? I have a couple. So should we do the death row meal? Get that right out of the way.
Oh, Joe, I want people to know who I am. Good morning, Gloucester. I'm Chris McCarthy. Good to see everybody. Scotty, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Scotty. I'm with Good Morning Gloucester. This is a production of Joey Shimataro exclusively.
And see, look, he doesn't even know how to hit the buttons.
I'm on it.
Pat?
There's Pat Dalpiaz manning the chat.
Pat, where do you stand on piping plovers?
That's the first question we have.
No. So we're going to go right into our death. If you've watched the podcast, I know you guys Manchester Magnolia people, but this is something we do with our podcast versions. And I never asked you this because we didn't institute this feature until we went to the video.
Okay.
Death row sub and death row meal. You have to put yourself in the mindset that you're on death row, and the warden comes in.
Yeah.
And he says, "This is going to be your last meal." But it has to be from a restaurant or an establishment, not home cooked. What's your death row meal? What's the order and what place? It has to be
So the death row sub
and meal.
Sub is Destino's cheesesteak.
Oh, that was quick and easy.
That a boy.
That's
That's
clear.
I love the decisiveness.
Yeah. I was in there election afternoon, because I was holding signs across the street, and I hadn't had one of their subs in a long time, and it was like bringing back the old. This was the neighborhood I grew up in, so I had them frequently. So a meal, I'd have to say Midori. I get the. That's right. What I just had for dinner last night and breakfast about a half an hour ago was the shrimp with the lobster sauce and crab rangoon.
Oh,
wow.
For breakfast.
That's a first.
Wow.
Well, I ate all the lobster, the crab rangoon last night, so it was just the leftover shrimp and lobster sauce. But
hey, Chinese food the next morning is my favorite. Okay, this is gonna be a part 2 question.
That's like the college quintessential.
What is your favorite Chinese food item to eat the following morning? I'm gonna go first. The pork strips. The
spare ribs.
But the boneless spare rib strips.
But there are pork strips, or are they boneless spare ribs?
No, the boneless pork strips that are like the
big pieces of meat,
not the flat ones.
No, okay,
because those dry out.
Yeah,
it's like beef jerky.
They do.
Yeah, those dry out.
Pork jerky.
Pork jerky. Yeah.
What about you? What's your favorite Chinese food to eat the next day?
Hot or cold? battered chicken fingers, man. I mean, just
Oh,
straight
the gristle.
Chinese chicken
The
finger.
gristle.
Chinese chicken finger.
Sop up the
it.
poison.
Yeah. What you gotta go with the. Is that like applesauce? The duck sauce? Is that just like applesauce?
It's reduced applesauce.
It's reduced applesauce.
It's
Nick
a
would
nice
know.
sweet
Yeah,
sauce.
Okay.
Chris, what would be yours?
Egg roll.
Egg roll.
Yeah,
Egg
you
roll.
get your fruits and vegetables all in one bite.
You four food groups.
Mine's the vegetable fried rice, and you
Oh.
mix some eggs with it.
Oh.
So you fry up and have an egg vegetable breakfast.
Is
Wow.
that almost like a pad thai?
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. I like that.
I would say lo mein, cold.
Oh.
Nice.
Let it
My mouth's
rip.
watering.
And wait, watch this. We didn't forget about you, Pat.
Oh, I don't eat a lot of Chinese or
The
breakfast.
merit.
Wait.
Maybe the fortune cookie with my coffee.
The fortune cookie. She dunks her fortune cookie in her
There
coffee.
you go.
Pat, what do you have? Was scorpion bowl for you? Yes.
No.
Lemon drop from Pat.
Lemon drop
always
for you?
Always
Oh,
go
yeah.
to the
All right,
always
okay.
go. That's your default. Lemon drops.
That's my default.
All right, Beth. Let's go to your death row sub and death row meal.
Well, my death row sub would be, of course, the Bravo steak and cheese. I bring it to my father in Topsfield, and we split it almost weekly, and he loves it. And he's been eating them for a lot longer than I have. And then my death row meal would be Lobsterland, the tuna appetizer. It is
Oh, you have to
so
describe it
good.
because I don't know what
It is so delicious. It's fresh tuna, and they chop it and they serve it with wasabi and some other delicious dressing that I don't know what it is yet.
Like
And crispy wontons.
soy-based kind of.
Yeah, it is so good.
Oh,
I love it.
what are you talking about? All right, Nick,
Most people go for something heavy or big. You
Yeah.
want a tuna appetizer.
that's gonna be it.
No, that's what I love, though.
I would do Italian from Monica's in the North End.
Oh, on Prince Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Prince Street?
Well, there was one.
Oh.
She had a couple places, right?
Yeah, she has the restaurant and then like the Mercato, which
Right.
is the Italian. So I do Italian from Monica's. It's
Mhm.
what I always used
She used
to
to
eat
come
when I
here and
lived-
buy lobsters.
Really?
Monica, the Monica.
No way.
Yeah, I mean, 30 years ago.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
sweetheart. Yeah.
It's the sandwich is unreal. And then probably a tomahawk ribeye from Moo Steakhouse.
Oh, I've been.
I haven't been yet.
Where
Oh
is
my
Moo?
God!
It's
In Boston.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Boston.
right.
So I used to work for that company.
Oh, really?
For 10 years.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Columbus Hospitality Group. Sorlina and Mistral and Moo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Mistral,
it's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Great place.
Yeah,
Love
yeah.
that spot.
Yeah, they do a great job with all their restaurants.
Tomahawk.
I
I
drove
tried
up
to-
with
I
the
tried
1998 Dodge Dakota dented 8-foot bed and had him valet
Valet,
at
Oh,
Mistral.
When I was working, one of the valet guys
That's
hit
a
the hit a scratch ticket for $10 million while I was working for that
No.
company. Yeah,
Jeez.
at,
Oh my
at
God.
Moo Steakhouse.
Oh my
So did he
God.
go to work the next day?
He did not.
Okay.
He did not.
Yeah.
I think they covered his shift.
Yeah.
That's a good podcast topic. Is if you won 10 million, how long would it take for you to go to your manager?
You're going to put
and
that
say,
in the show notes, Chris. We can't discuss that live. You know that. Pat's got a job to do.
Oh, that's right. It makes it too difficult. It makes it too difficult for Pat to keep track of all these podcasts.
Well, it has. I haven't been here for the last 2 podcasts, and you all need some cleanup work. So I'm
Yeah,
working on that
I
right
agree.
now.
I agree.
A lot of work putting it together. All right, we're going to do a little rundown with our friends that have chimed in. Brenda Grimes Davis,
I know.
Paula Ryan O'Brien, Andrew Weiner. I always have trouble with his name. Paula Ryan O'Brien, Kathy Barlow, Mick LaFata, Mike Bertolino, Brendan Noble, Amanda Armstrong,
Wow.
Ed Collard,
Jeez.
Neil Overberg, our buddy
Oh,
from
Neil.
high school, Joanne Wood, Suzanne LaFata, and
Jeez.
Carol Murphy. Good morning to all of our
Good morning,
Good
everyone.
morning.
friends.
Yeah.
Well, I know that most of those people were not chiming in for us. They're chiming in for Greg,
Right.
Beth, and
Or
Nick.
pizza, yeah.
So
Thank
those
you.
are
There's a
some-
lot of
those
new
are some
faces
good
out
names.
there, or
Some
so to
good
speak,
names. Yeah.
names. Yes.
Very nice. All right, Greg, we're going to get right into it with you.
Okay.
So, first question that we came up with, and none of these are tricky.
we,
That's
we
not our-
don't think.
That's not our MO.
Great, because there's no path for me to walk out.
There's a window right here.
Yeah, that's not our MO. So, what are the 3 most exciting initiatives that we can expect under your leadership?
Well, exciting, big, maybe not exciting, but we got this ARPA money coming in, $23 million from the American Recovery Act. And so we've got to figure out how we can spend it. So the first thing we need to do is put someone in charge of it, because any kind of money like that from the government is going to have a lot of strings attached.
Yeah.
But, it could go to infrastructure, could go to one thing I talked about during the campaign is we could offset rents to fill some storefronts downtown. Tell the landlords, look, we'll help you do a short-term rental for an artist or some other small business have to help incubate. So that's the big one right there is the ARPA money. Just heard about the big bill that got passed last night by the House. So that's going to be another thing that wasn't part of the campaign. Wasn't really thinking about that because I was unsure if it was going to make it. But it looks like it passed, I think, $1.5 trillion.
What was the bill?
This was the infrastructure, Build Back Better.
Okay.
The Build Back Better bill.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of alliteration there. So it's $1.5 trillion. So hopefully we're going to get a lot trickling to the state. That'll trickle down to us. But that's again, not exciting stuff, but big stuff is the stuff below the roads, the water lines, the sewer lines. We've got issues with the sewer plants, secondary treatments creeping up on us. So that's a big one. Third big thing, geez, that's just so many to think about. Well, for me, the excitement's going to be just getting in there and sort of, I've been using the term reset Gloucester, to a more customer service oriented city government. Just want to start with the top, with the middle managers, hey, we're on the same page. Our end customer is the resident. That's our focus. So
I'll tell you one department that's definitely taken that on has been the harbor master's office, because that TJ's a good friend of ours, but outside of that, like the stuff that they've done on that float there, where you can bring people in and use the app, and the money automatically goes into the coffers, and you can come into the town and go to the restaurants and spend money. And is the transparency in the mooring waiting lists and stuff like that. I think they've shown a real good. They've started a good path as a good example of what you can do.
Yeah, that's you said the word, the transparency. That's what I want to see across the board. And it's such a cliche, but outside the box thinking, which is what TJ did there. And if we could do that citywide, that's just the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, it was nice to see. The day after the election, Safathia embrace you and for the photos and stuff like that, and say, I'm looking forward to working with you. So it's nice to have that kind of cordial, working relationships in a transition.
It's not nothing was personal. I mean, we've known each other. We got elected the same day, 2001.
I'm just gonna get there.
Sure, sorry,
that's okay.
So I got elected to the school committee. She got elected to the city council the same day, and so we've known each other for quite a while. So it was, we just had different visions of where the city we'd like the city to go.
So when you hold an office such as city council or a school committee or things like that, how does one decide to make that next step to run for mayor? Is it the inner workings of what you see what's going on at the time, or is it just, have you always thought of yourself as, hey, I would like to have this job one day that I could do good for the city? Like, how did you make that decision to run?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's not like when I was a little kid, we played cops and robbers, and I put a sash on and said, I'm the mayor. So you never thought about it as at all, ever, until I started on school committee, and even then I didn't. So I ran for school committee because I had little kids. That's why I did it. And then toward the end, after 8 years on the school committee, my kids were grown up, and I think my daughter was almost ready to graduate, and my youngest daughter was in middle school by then, and so I felt there was a need to run for ward council, because our ward council at the time, I felt there was some things lacking. Good guy though, and then after doing that for 4 years, I decided to run at large because there were a lot of big issues going on citywide, and sometimes you kind of have to vote for the ward issue as opposed to what's better for the city overall. So that's why I ran at large, and then. At the time, that's when Carolyn had left to take the job with the state. The governor.
Yeah.
And so, that's why I ran in 2015. And obviously I didn't win because I'm not the mayor yet. And then just watching from the sidelines for the last 6 years that I haven't been in office, I just was concerned about the way things were going.
Now, is that a decision that's made, there's many different factors, I'm sure, but when you decide to run at large, or is there other members of the council that said, hey, you'd be great at this? Or is there family members? Or do you see some sort of city collective that says, I think you'd be great for this position? And you say, you know what? I'm going to run.
Yeah, I mean, so if you go back to the school committee, there was an opening. Technically, there are 6 openings because everybody's up for re-election. But one of the longtime members had retired. And so that's why I ran the first. I actually lost in 1999. I lost the school committee race. Then I ran again 2 years later and won. So then I mentioned the issue that I felt we have with the ward council. That's why I did that. But then there was an opening at the city council, at large. You know, I don't think I would have challenged one of my colleagues on the city council if 4 of them had run for re-election. So that was the reason for that. That there was an opening. Why not? I'll run. You know, I announced early enough so people could decide to run for the ward seat. And when I ran for mayor the first time, you know, it was because there were a lot of big issues going on. And technically I was going to challenge Carolyn Kurt, but she got the job and left. Mm-hmm. So, and this time, as I said, it was people said, why aren't you? And because I had originally taken out papers to run for the city council again.
What did you change from your first run to this run to put you in a position now as becoming Gloucester's mayor and losing the other election? What was your strategy that switched it up and got you the votes this time around?
The strategy, well, back then there was myself, Safathi, and Paul McGarry, and then we had Dan Roberti and Scalafani, but there were 3 well-known people running, and that really made it difficult for the typical campaign supporters to pick a side, you know. So I was sort of the odd man out, you know, sort of like the 2 factions. So to say, we're going with Safathi and
did Roberti get more votes?
I beat him.
You beat Roberti.
I beat Roberti, yes. But so back then, that's why it was difficult because it was hard to get people on board, you know, and it was hard to raise money. This time was a different story. I mean, I actually outraised the mayor by a significant margin since I got in July, and I started raising money in July. And there were a lot of people who came to me and says, you know, why aren't you running for mayor instead of city council? And so that helped. I says, I need a team. We got a team. We've a lot of talented people locally, and we found a Northeast Strategy Group. They're a bunch of young guys who've worked on, you know, Joe Kennedy's campaign.
Oh, wow.
One still works for Joe Biden.
So this is like real deal political
This is real
stuff.
deal people, yeah. And so they helped us. So we had the local talent who knew what they were doing. We had these guys who sort of knew how the playbook of how to run a campaign. So that's what made the difference, you know. And they kept me on task. You're supposed to be making phone calls these hours to ask for money, which I didn't do last time. These hours you're calling people to introduce yourself. And so every single day from, you know, say July 1 through November 2nd, I was pounding the phones and knocking on doors, and that made the difference. I personally knocked on about 1,000 doors and made about 1,000.
How was your EKG after that?
I lost about 20 pounds. I mean, that's no joke.
Did you ask any of these other questions?
Not yet.
He asked a lot better questions.
Yeah.
I was very instrumental in the interview.
Very instrumental. I can count on you, Scott.
Will you be implementing any of Frank Sclafani's ideas? Some of the ones that he shared?
Coyotes? Eradicate the coyote part?
Well, I will say that there were some really good ideas from, say, Rob Russell and John Harvey, which I'm going to seriously look at.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, that's, you know, it's nice to when you have an open mind, you can listen to everything and make decisions.
Just to give you, while you were away, we asked how the transition went from a decision to run for mayor.
Yep.
Transition from committee to council to mayor, and that's where we're at now.
So,
but Joe, what I'd like to do right now is do a 1-minute lightning round.
Yes.
With the mayor-elect, if possible, because these are some of the issues that I think were more important during the campaign that people didn't realize it. So, Scotty, if you could set the timer, I don't know if you want a little background.
We're going to do this right now. We'll do it 1 minute, and then I'm going to cut you off.
This is an either or. Just give me the answer. You don't have to elaborate or anything like that.
Yes or no? Or just,
No. I'm going to give you an option.
It'll be apparent.
Option A or B, and you say
A.
I
see. Okay.
Yeah.
And the timer starts now.
All right, here we go. Sweet sauce or regular sauce?
Oh, sweet is A. I'm just first is A, second is B. So A, definitely A.
You say the
sweet sauce.
Sweet sauce, yeah.
Sweet sauce. Sugo or gravy?
Zugu.
That was my question. All right.
Anchovies or linguiça?
Linguiça.
Good Harbor or Winger Chic?
I don't really do the beach, so.
That's a good one.
Aruba or Maui?
I haven't done either, but Aruba sounds nice.
Uber or Lyft?
I have a car.
Cannoli or tiramisu?
Oh, cannoli.
Soft serve or regular ice cream?
Regular.
Blinker in the rotary or no blinker?
I'm a blinker junkie. Yes.
Lobster or haddock?
Haddock.
Tripe or sea urchin?
Well, I'd say sea urchin.
Christmas up late.
Reese's. Yeah.
Netflix or Amazon Prime?
Oh, it depends on what's on. I'd say Netflix has been the one lately.
Shaken or stirred?
And that's the end of the lightning round.
I don't.
Hang on, there's more. One more minute. There's only 6 more. Greasy pole or seine boat race?
If I had to do it, it would be the same boat. I'm not going on the greasy pole.
Lion King or Tiger King?
Lion King.
Ketchup or mustard?
Ketchup.
Air Supply or Journey?
Journey.
Medium rare or well done?
Actually, it's rare.
Rare. Wow.
Nice.
Crow's Nest or Pratties?
Pratties.
Swim trunks or Speedo?
Trucks.
Piping plovers or seagulls?
Plovers.
Boston whaler or Zodiac?
I guess the Zodiac.
And clam chowder or fish chowder?
Clam.
All right. See?
Well
Those are the most important issues.
Yes.
Facing the city and Boston these days.
I don't understand.
Would have him right in his phone.
I tip my cap to you on composing those questions.
Yeah, that was good.
Which was the one on Sugo or Gravy?
He was a
Zugo.
Zugo guy.
Zugo.
Zugo guy.
Gravy. Gravy. Come on.
Anthony, come on, man.
Well, that's good. Now we know you better.
Yeah.
So.
That's the campaign.
I should have. That's what I
would've
should have
run.
done every time I did my opening statement. Zugu.
Yeah.
Plovers. Yeah.
I mean, if you want me to be your campaign
Are you
manager
gonna have
in
a
2 years, I'm open.
Zugo pizza?
It's up to
Zugo
Nick.
pie.
It's
All right,
up
what
to
is
Nick.
Zugo's
it's
tomato
that's
sauce,
new
right?
sauce.
Exactly.
Yes.
Sauce, right?
But
Yes.
in the Italian or Sicilian world, they say either sauce or gravy, right?
Zugu or gravy.
Zugu-
I grew up
Zugu-
with
that's
Zugu.
Zugu.
First time I heard someone say gravy, I was like, "What the hell's that?"
Yeah,
You know?
brown.
Yeah.
I called it gravy.
I
With
call
my
it
tripe.
Yeah, I've
gravy.
heard gravy.
We never called it
Zugo's
gravy.
new.
Yeah.
Zugo's
Tripe. I could never stomach.
I never heard that
No
in
pun
the
intended.
Yeah. He can't stomach tripe.
Pat's over there hard at work still.
It's either.
Mhm.
Oh, I
Oh,
love
the
it.
smell of it, man.
Oh,
What do we got next, Joe?
Yeah,
No, I
that's
think
it.
we should start talking to our friends over here from Bravo.
Ooh,
Very
yes.
exciting.
We're excited too.
So first off, I want to thank you, and on multiple levels. First of all, because you guys have, without question, the best pizza like on the North Shore. But
Thank you.
but we had to travel to Manchester, and now we're going to get it in Gloucester. So we're super excited.
Yes, that's why we're here.
So what made you decide to come to Gloucester?
Basically, it was the Gloucester residents coming to Manchester and asking us to come here, so we wanted to make it easier for everyone. Plus, we're now Gloucester residents, so we love that spot, Main Street. When they showed it to us, and
We were looking for spots, and
Yeah.
then a friend of mine said you should check out the old Larson's. I think this guy bought it, and we called Dio, and yeah, it's a really great spot. And he had done most of the work already. It was like almost turnkey restaurant. So
And Nick, you have an extensive restaurant background, and not just like fry cook.
Yeah.
he's an executive chef.
Ham and egger.
Real deal. Can you give people a little bit of your background? And
Yeah. So, well, it started with my parents. My mom and dad had a bunch of restaurants in Providence, Rhode Island. So I started, as a dishwasher when I was like 14, 15, and I wanted $15 to buy handlebars for my bike. And my dad would be like, I'd be like, Dad, it's not a lot of money. Just give me $15. He's like, oh, it's not? Go work for an hour and I'll give you $15. So I'd wash dishes and, I started working there. And then after high school, moved to Greece and cooked out there for a year and a half.
Jeez.
My father had a restaurant out there at the time in Athens, a little place called Glyfada outside of Athens. Came back, went to the Cordon Bleu for a couple of years. And then my mother actually got me in the kitchen at Sorlina in Copley Square. And I worked there for 5 years, from like a line cook making salads all the way up to executive sous chef.
Wow.
And
Sorlina's a
That's cool.
special spot.
That's where I dropped
Yes.
your mother off.
That's where you dropped my mother off,
Sorlina.
right?
Is Mom watching?
Sorlina is like special occasion spot.
yeah, I cooked for a lot of cool
Famous
people there. Yeah,
Who's
Mick
the most
Jagger.
Mick Jagger.
Oh,
Denzel,
wow.
Denzel Washington, De Niro,
Tom Brady.
Giselle,
Joe
Michael
Shimataro.
Douglas.
Joe Schmodown.
I think I saw his name on the
Joe
reservation.
Schmodown.
Yeah, cool. So I got a lot of experience with the fine dining stuff, and then a few years ago, my son was born, and I was like, I can't keep this up.
Congratulations.
80 hours
Yeah.
a week, 80 hours a week, and so
Driving into Boston.
yeah, my
That's
mom
it.
had Bravo, and she needed help. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it, see what happens.
Oh, so wait a second. You didn't open
No,
Bravo.
I didn't.
You opened
I
Bravo,
opened Bravo.
and then you
Yeah.
came into the fold.
I was
Yes,
like, I
he
don't
helped
know.
me with the menu,
I don't know if
though.
I want to work with my mother. And then,
Wow, that's interesting.
yeah, so I found her help when she was opening.
Yes.
A pizza guy who was working for me at the time in Boston. I sent him up to work for her, and he opened.
Right. He was a pizziola.
You guys were open for how long? Like a year?
4
and a
years.
half?
4 years this
But
month.
like a year and a half before I started. something
Yes,
like
we
that,
had
a year or two.
opened, and it had been 2 years. And then during the pandemic, also, I said, Nick, please come to Manchester. And then I sweetened the deal
So
and
you
said
made
you
an
could
offer.
use the boat anytime.
Oh,
I know,
I like it.
you'll work less hours, And so he came, and things have just skyrocketed since he started cooking there. It's wonderful.
Kathy
What was it?
Barlow says, loved Bravo. We went there when we were in Gloucester. Joey recommended it.
Oh,
look
thanks,
at that.
Joey.
Well, I mean, every time we go there,
Thanks,
we
Kathy.
blow it up because it's just
Thanks,
so
Kathy. Yes.
it's next level. It really is next level. And I have listen. We have a lot of great pizza places in town. I mean, Sebastian's got them hooks, just Surfside. I don't know that any of them are. That's a different style of pizza.
Yeah,
If your
there's-
pizza is like that Neapolitan style artisan pizza. No one's
Yeah.
doing artisan pizza around.
the who has the best pizza is always like because everybody has a different style, and
Mhm.
it's if you like it this way or you like it this way, all pizzas.
So when you go to
Right.
Philly, like everybody swears Gino's cheesesteak, and there's a feud going on with the other corner with the guys.
Yeah, they're all really
even
great.
within the
It's
same
just-
person. I mean, there's times that I feel like I want a deep dish, deep dish pizza,
Yeah.
and then there's sometimes I
a
want
mood
more.
for everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Mood of the time. You're hungover, you want the big deep dish with all the cheese on it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so if we came up with a GMG pizza, what are the chances of you running it for a week
and I'm
at
open
the
to
new
it.
store?
Yeah.
If we came up with, we won't kill you, but like 2 or 3 ingredients.
What are you thinking? There's the
We can't
Zugo
tell
on
you.
the bottom, and
Oh, we can't tell you
You
yet.
don't
You got a
understand the
brainstorm.
democratic process that goes into
Yeah.
naming like the ice cream that we did at Holy Cow.
Oh.
It took us weeks to come down
They,
and down.
they sold out. They couldn't keep up with the demand.
And even the night before, we were ready to go, and they changed the ingredients up from under us. So not them, but the staff here. So we'll come up with something, and
Yeah.
we'll run it by you. It's a great idea,
Yeah.
Chris.
It may include
I'm
lobster.
open to
It
anything.
is a good idea,
Yeah.
and we'd happily do that for you. But what it comes down to is good ingredients,
Yeah.
and then consistency in the kitchen. So the people that have worked at Bravo basically have been there since we opened, and now Nick came on, and he works well with them, and they love him. But the quality of the ingredients that we use really makes a difference.
Yep.
And then the wood-fired flavor. So.
Yeah.
I think as a pizza noob, because my sister and I bought a uni pizza, the wood fired pizza
Mhm.
thing, and there's a real deep hole that you can go down trying to figure out the right hydration and the dough and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, it's
I'm-
never ending.
Yes.
Process. Yeah.
Well,
Even
you said
for me, still.
And
Well,
the weather.
I still, burn a pizza and to toss it. It's just, especially when you're working with wood fire and dough. Dough is always changing. The temperature of the oven is always changing. The temperature inside the kitchen is changing. So that means the dough is changing. It's a very fluid thing. It's not like
before we
cooking a piece
came
of
on
chicken.
air, you were telling us how many pizzas you think you've made.
Yeah, I
Quite a
was
few.
I was
Quite
doing
a
the
few.
math the other day because I hired a new guy to take my spot in Manchester, and he had a tough night at Bravo and messed up some pizzas, and I wanted to make him feel better. I'm like, listen, because he sees me doing it, he's like, how do you do it like that? And I'm like, dude, I was not like that when I started. But I told him I think I've cooked 150,000 pizzas.
Holy
since I've been
mackerel.
there.
Yeah, and it's only been a year
Yeah,
or so.
I was looking through our sales in the computer, and I just adding it up. Yeah.
Greg, what's your favorite pizza? What do you like on your toppings? Like, what's your go-to?
I like linguiça and onions.
That's a great
yeah.
combination.
Oh,
Yeah.
From Sebastian's.
Yeah,
great
yeah. I mean, I a lot of times that's the one they sort of have in Captain Hook's on the slice rack. So it's either cheese or linguiça, onions, and peppers. And
So
I'll get
hooks.
so I get the hooks. The slice that's like this wide.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Captain
then I
Hooks.
have the rest for breakfast the next day.
Can
I
you
hear
go
a
to
theme here.
Can you go to camera too, Pat? So our friends from Bravo donated some incredible gifts. We have 4 gifts. We have so people that if you share the podcast and type shared in Facebook comments so that we see that you shared it. There's a Bravo hat, and that's not any normal trucker hat. It's like a dual layered super
Oh, that is
pro.
nice.
It's a pro. It's like
There's
a
a layer on the
professional
inside.
cap.
Nice.
Two-
That is nice.
2 Bravo hoodies. And
Vanna, you're doing a great job.
Vanna White is doing a
There,
fantastic job over
There
there.
we go.
And a $50 gift certificate.
How much, Joe?
Whoa.
$50.
50. That's 5050.
$50. So
A few pieces.
if you share the podcast, you get a chance to win one of those prizes, and we'll pick them at the end of the podcast. And
We have 6 shares so
6
far.
shares. So
That's
right
it.
now you got a good chance of winning. I think we're gonna get a lot.
Pat, I shared it.
Brenda Grimes Davis says, wow, nice prizes. And then Eileen Kelly says, Gloucester Bites loves their food.
Great.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you,
That's
Eileen.
I love it.
Were
So-
there any other questions, Scotty, that
No.
we missed? No? People, feel free to ask questions.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Jeanette Cusick Parisi says gravy goes on turkey, which I wholeheartedly agree with. I think that really is the defining thing. Gravy is brown and goes on.
that's it. Yeah,
On,
I mean,
on meat.
Right.
sorry, Anthony, you're just out on this one. Sugal
Zugu
wins.
goes on pasta.
Not necessarily.
What else did we have here? Larson's Shoe Store was an icon. Mike Bertolino, and you're absolutely right. Chris and Wendy Larson, great people, icons, staples on Main Street. So you know exactly where to go when you're like, "Where's Bravo?" Go to Larson's.
Right.
Everybody knows that.
You might want to call it Larson's.
I know. I
No,
know. We should make a Larson's pie too.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Oh, my
And a
With leather.
GMG pie.
Some leather and
Oh, something
sneakers.
like
Some
that.
stinky cheese.
stinky cheese. Stinky cheese.
Stinky cheese pizza.
That's a good idea.
That's
Shoe
what my
strings.
wife calls it.
There we go.
Shoestrings.
I like this.
Oh, that's
I like this topic from Scotty. What is a lost classic adult beverage that you have had in the past that you'd like to see brought back? Scotty, see, this is your topic.
So yesterday I brought one back that I hadn't had in a long time, and
Is that why you have the electrolyte?
Yeah, exactly.
Every Sunday
Make
morning. That's a pro move, by the way. Hey, wait,
Yeah.
that's a pro move, by the
That is
way.
a
pro move.
We started this when we went to Mexico, guy trips. We'd get a case of those because it would be
Yeah, yeah.
You have
absolutely.
to have them.
Well,
That's
not me.
Pedialyte.
I brought
Yeah.
back because I got stuck in the same old drink. Or when you go maybe if you go to Bravo, you go there for that pizza. That's the one you get. You don't really stray.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you go to a certain restaurant, you have a favorite dish, and that's the dish that you get when you go to that particular place. I had a go-to beverage that I like tequila and soda water with lemons right now, and that's like my go-to. However, I've had a lot of tequila with soda water and lemons lately, so I said I need to change it up, and I said I'm going to go old school here, and I chose the Pearl Harbor.
Oh,
Wow,
I
yeah.
forgot
And it's a
about that.
total chick-looking drink, but it's bright green with a cherry. It stands out,
Yeah.
That's right.
but it was enough for me just to have the one, and I relived, having memories from years ago. Now, like, what is a classic beverage that maybe some of you have tried, or like the Alabama Slammer? You don't hear that anymore. Millennials wouldn't even know what that is.
Tequila Sunrise.
Yeah,
Tequila
that's
sunrise.
that
All right,
was
let's
gonna
go
be my
around the
answer.
Everybody, this is the game we're gonna play. We're gonna go around with classic ones until someone can't come up with them, and that's the loser.
Okay.
All right.
I got it.
No, you already said yours. I'm going next, and we'll go this way. Cape Cod.
Does kamikaze count?
Yep.
Yeah.
Long Island iced tea.
Oh, ooh.
I don't drink. I just drink beer. So sorry.
All right. So what's an old school beer that
I guess a
that
black
used
and tan is something I haven't had for a while.
Oh,
Black
nice.
and tan.
Yeah.
There you go,
Oh.
Pat. This should be easy for Pat.
That's a Bassett Guinness,
I don't
isn't
think
it?
Yeah.
I hear people asking for 7 and 7s anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
I still make 7 Up.
Oh.
That's a good point.
Scott?
Yeah.
Me
Oh,
too.
the old Harvey Wallbanger.
The CC Press.
What's that?
It's not even a drink.
Canadian
Hmm.
Club Press. Yeah.
What's
Uncle
the
Charlie,
press?
Uncle Charlie used to drink them.
Well,
That's
what's
why.
the
Out of
press,
the
though?
weddings, I used to buy them from. What?
What's the press part? CC press. What is that?
It must be like a soda water or something like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Sex on the Beach.
Oh, look
There
at
you
you!
go.
Jeez.
My mother's favorite.
What's the one with the peach
Ma, if you're
schnapps?
watching,
The one with the peach schnapps.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
You're not allowed to ask. You're supposed to just say.
that is
All
a
right, then-
that is
That's,
Sex on the
Give me the
Beach.
Jeopardy. Give me Jeopardy theme.
That's,
Oh, is that what it is? That's the Sex on the Beach. Okay. Cape Codder.
I said that one.
Oh, you said it already.
That's
what
she came up with.
I honestly, a Manhattan. I don't. A lot of
Oh,
people
yeah.
they don't
Nice
order
Somebody
them
else,
anymore.
Ed Collard, I think it was, commented Manhattan as
That's-
well.
Yes,
That's a good-
Manhattans are.
That's Chris's go-to.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Shut with the check.
Actually, that's a good one. Slow gin fizz.
Yeah, that is.
Oh, that's a good one.
Jaeger bomb.
Oh, the fuzzy navel.
Fuzzy navel.
That's
Snake
right.
bite. How about a snake bite?
Great crush. I'll get some good with Sea Breeze.
Sea breeze.
Oh yeah,
breeze.
sea breeze.
Yeah, we got a lot of people
A
chiming in.
tequila sunrise.
Oh, how about Ralph DeGiorgio? I think he takes the cake right here. A
What is it?
slow, comfortable screw against the wall.
Go Ralph! Oh my
Ralph,
God.
baby. Amanda
Oh, there's one.
Armstrong comes in with White Russian.
Oh,
Kathy Barlow, Bourbon Manhattan is a
White
go-to.
Russian.
Purple
Yes.
Lollipop, Felicia. I never even heard of that one.
All
Felicia.
the
I
alcoholics
heard
are
of
up this morning.
Yeah.
Kate says lemon drop. My beautiful wife, Kate, says
Aw.
lemon drop.
Bourbon Manhattan.
Yeah.
So I
Let
think
the
we-
record state that
A
this
slow
was my
gin
topic,
fizz.
and we've never had such a higher response.
You were instrumental. Well, that's why.
Very-
It's a good
That's why I
topic.
pushed it to the
That's
top of the list.
I finally get my due diligence on the show notes.
Joe, before we move to the next topic, Beth, can you just talk a little bit about your menu? Because I don't think we talked about your menu. So
Oh well, we
highlight
have
some
the
of
menu here.
Yeah.
Mayor-elect,
Highlight
may
some
I?
of
No,
So-
here's the Gloucester menu. Though.
Do you? Yes, and
Yeah.
Nick has the Gloucester menu.
It's a little
The,
crumpled
the
now.
thing that will be different is we will not have pasta in Gloucester.
So the only piece of cooking equipment that we have at Bravo 2 by the Sea in Gloucester is the wood-fired oven, which is very big. So that kind of
There it is.
we obviously
There it is.
there it is. So
Wow.
we obviously can't make pastas in there, but so we're gonna have the pizzas, we're gonna have sandwiches, salads, we're gonna have a panini press so you can press your sandwich. We're gonna have the Bravo chicken wings, which are a pretty big hit.
Mhm.
In our Manchester location, yeah, they're cooked in the pizza
Oh.
oven.
really.
So yeah, those are really good. We do a dry rub, and then we do like a kind of a par bake during the day in the pizza oven, and then when we get the order in at night, we flash them, and they get super crispy on the outside.
Lights
Wow.
out.
And they're
So
kind of a
hungry.
healthier way to eat chicken wings. I
Yeah,
guess you could say.
they're
not,
very
not in the
popular.
deep fryer. And I
Scotty,
think that's
we
the
might
way to
have to
go.
make a run to
I
Manchester.
do mine on the
Manchester
on the
run.
kettle, Weber kettle.
Yeah,
Offset. I put a pile of ton
And
of.
you're open
ton of
today in
coals on it.
Manchester?
We
Yeah.
are open today, and
What time
we'll
do you open?
also
11:30.
11:30.
11:30.
Wait, I want to hit some of the specialty pizzas.
Sure.
We'll also have pizza by the slice for lunch
Oh,
too.
nice.
So slices
Oh,
at
yeah.
lunchtime.
Brilliant in
Yeah.
downtown. where
Yeah,
people
so
are
it'll
like
be
on the
grab and
go,
go. Exactly.
We have linguiça onion.
I was just gonna say
Maybe.
sausage and peppers. Does that count?
Sausage and peppers.
And onions.
Well, it depends. Is it
It's
sweet
okay.
sausage or?
It's-
It's
Okay.
Bianco sausage. It's really good sausage.
Okay.
Huge
So-
fan.
We have a
So
couple
that's
of
not the vegan
questions.
No,
No.
that's
Okay, we have a couple of questions. Brenda Grimes Davis asks, "Will Bravo 2 be only takeout?"
No, we'll
There'll
have
be
some
some
indoor
seating.
tables.
Oh, there will be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's it. What was the
But
other
it's
question? Pat?
Calzones.
Oh, calzone.
No calzones.
No.
Can't really cook calzones in a wood-fired oven. It's very difficult.
Okay.
How about gluten and vegan?
Yes.
Yes.
Gluten-free we will have, unless it's a serious like celiac disease, because it will be cooked on the same deck as our other pizzas. But we can clean it. We just can't guarantee that it's 100% safe. But if you're gluten sensitive, yeah, you're good to go.
Roll the dice.
And how about Scotty? He's vegan. He wants to
Yeah,
make sure
we can
that-
accommodate.
Yes,
Scott.
yes. We'll have the vegan cheese. Vegan cheese.
Let me stand up for the camera. Definitely vegan.
Those vegetables, I told you to stay away from those vegetables, Scotty.
No, but I wanted to hear a couple of your specialties.
Yeah, so we're doing the.
Oh, and I want both of you to name what your pizza. What's your go-to pizza from them?
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna upset a lot of the traditional Italian
Pizza
guys
snobs.
and say, the roasted pineapple, bacon, and jalapeno.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
That's the first
I
one
know.
we're ordering. That's
I
the
think you were
first
the
one.
no pineapple on pizza guy, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord,
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's just
but-
a bust. It's just-
Just busting
No,
balls.
Do you do a Grecian, like a white sauce or like an Alfredo pizza at all? Or?
So we do
Mm-hmm.
white pizzas. We have a lot of white pizzas at Bravo in Manchester. They're popular. I'd say half of our pizzas are white pizzas.
The chicken bacon ranch is really popular.
Oh, yeah.
Chicken
Yeah.
bacon ranch is
Yes.
big.
The
Fig and
mashed-
prosciutto is big.
How about the mashed
Gorgonzola.
potato
The
one?
mashed potato with bacon is
So
really
we just
big.
we just
That's the
put a
one
new
Ralph turned us on.
Yeah.
we just put a new pizza on in Manchester. It's like balsamic braised short rib,
With
Oh,
potato,
caramelized onions.
and
What's
truffle.
it like
It's
a
big-
pizza that you come up with? You're like, this will never work, and you throw it out there, and it really took off.
It's a cool thing about pizza is it's like a blank
Yeah.
canvas. But I would say that short rib thing, I didn't know how many people would be into short rib, but that's been a huge hit. The fig and prosciutto, like people like sweet on pizza.
That actually
Yeah.
sounds
The
delicious.
fig
Mhm.
jam and prosciutto, that's a huge hit.
The sage and pear that he came
Oh,
up
yeah,
with
sage and
pear.
4 years ago, and
Yeah.
it's still one of our
Yeah.
top sellers.
Wow.
Sage and pear. There's no sauce
So
on
it's
it.
it's just cheese, ricotta cheese, like super thinly sliced pear, a little honey,
Wow.
and sage.
And affordable, too. You guys are very,
It's killing
the
me.
price point is like absolutely perfect.
Thank you.
So
yes.
when you hear a lot of these gourmet ingredients going around, don't get scared off because the price point's actually like, how does
We
it?
try.
Madon?
A
There we
couple- A couple more questions. Amanda Armstrong asks, "Will there be
Yes.
delivery?" Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
absolutely,
nice.
Amanda.
Oh, my God.
And my beautiful wife, because I can't say her, just my wife.
Yes.
I say my beautiful wife.
That's
My beautiful wife, Kate, asks
Put her
about
up there for a second, Joe. Put her
buffalo
up.
chicken. Buffalo chicken.
So there are buffalo chicken wings.
Backwards.
and
I don't
buffalo.
know,
Are we
pizza.
doing the buffalo chicken pizza?
I haven't made a game time decision.
Okay.
One of my favorites.
There's the beautiful wife
There's
right
the
there.
beautiful
There she
There's
is.
Caitlin.
Yeah.
One of my favorites is the tripe, sea urchin, onion.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
So I used to do tripe when I worked in Boston. I did.
Did
tripe.
you?
Oh my
Oh,
god!
Nice.
You have to boil it for like 3 hours.
Oh, yeah.
It smells like old cheese.
It
Like
does.
the whole kitchen smells
Stinky
like
feet.
old cheese. It's
And that-
awful.
And that's being nice.
Wow.
So you boil it, cool it down. You do like a julienne, like a really thin slice on it,
yeah.
and then you braise it in gravy.
My
So if
mother
I
used to
buy
make
some,
that stuff.
Oh,
and I'd
really?
have to leave the house.
yeah, oh yeah.
Wild.
If I buy some, can you cook it up for me?
Yeah, at your house.
Yeah.
You cook it and bring it to us.
So Larson's is on the corner
Yes.
of Main, and what's the other side street?
Well, it's 131 Main Street, and I don't know the name of that side
Oh
street.
boy.
It's but it is a great location. It's all windows, and
Uh-huh.
it's just, and the whole block are a lot of female-owned businesses on that block, and the block next to us. And I've met a lot of them so far, and I'm really looking forward to.
So walking by is really accessible. Parking seems to be a little bit of an issue for everybody on Main Street, but you do
Yes.
have the Gloucester House lot, the lot in front of Gloucester House, on the reverse side on Rogers Street. So don't get scared off because you'll be able to come up and enjoy.
Or just double
Bravo.
park. That's what I
Double
do.
park.
Yes, a
Double
lot of
park.
people just pull
As
up.
mayor, how would you fix the parking situation on Main Street?
Well, there is a question there. When do you open?
Yes.
So
When you-
And it's
Oh.
Hancock Street, we're told.
Oh, Hancock,
Sure.
By
okay.
the same
In
guy.
December, the beginning of December, we're hoping to open
Last
the
week
oven.
of November, first week of December.
Yeah,
Probably
the
first
oven
week of
comes
December.
on the 15th, and we need a couple weeks after
Okay.
that. So
The
Yeah.
oven needs to cure for a week. You have to.
We're gonna kick it over to Greg for a second. Get back to this parking. issue.
Yes,
yeah,
the parking.
parking's a toughie. I mean, one thing that made it really bad this summer was the the kiosk
Outdoor
mishap.
Yeah,
Because we had the plastic
issue.
bags over the kiosks, so
Yes.
people, and so they weren't really ticketing because do you pay for the meter? Or because you can't like rip the plastic to pay the kiosk.
Right.
So it was basically all day free parking every day.
Mhm.
And so we do have a 2-hour limit. When I was on the council, we had a what's called a anti-shuffling ordinance, which means if you put your money in for the max 2 hours, you can't feed the meter. You have to leave.
Yeah.
You got to
Right,
move at
yeah,
least
that's
500 feet. So during the summer, it was just
Wait, what's the 500 feet?
It's called the anti-shuffling. You can't just keep feeding your meter.
Right.
So
you have to move.
You have to move at least 500 feet to another meter to keep things
Oh, wow,
turning
I
over.
never knew that.
But it
Okay.
wasn't really enforced, and nothing was enforced because there was that confusion about here's a kiosk and here's a meter right next to it. So people were just basically getting all day parking for free. So that just made it worse. You get downtown and there's nowhere to park because people have been there all day long. So having the kiosk back online, which is still confusing because there are kiosks and meters, should help.
Mhm.
And then we can start to enforce the anti-shuffling thing.
Right. But the meters are going away, right?
I think eventually, they
Yeah.
are. So it's very confusing right now.
Yeah.
I'd pay. I'm not taking a
Now
chance.
another big thing with the COVID, like everybody got affected by that in one way or another. But the restaurants specifically on Main Street were allowed to do outside dining,
Yeah.
and you had the Jersey barriers up or the side. Is that something that's going to be looked at in the future to maybe happen seasonally?
I think.
Or-
I would say yes. It's got
Because it worked.
It worked, but it also ate up. I don't know, 15 parking spaces.
Right.
And those are like gold.
To touch on that with the parking issue and then the outside dining, moving forward, where do you stand on that one?
Well, outside dining I thought was nice, but again, it created a problem during the day. So I'm just wondering if there's something we can do after hours. So when all the regular retail stores are closed and people go out to eat at dinner time, then they could probably have more outdoor
maybe
dining.
removable.
But then it becomes a
like
safety
concert
thing.
barriers, maybe, and then the tables come out or something to that effect.
I don't know what the regulations are because I'd be a little nervous sitting there without the cement protecting me. But maybe the cement could be left perpendicular to the sidewalks, and that way they could just put something in front that comes out at night. Just ideas. I'm just throwing them out now, folks. It's
Yeah.
Now you're coming in as mayor on a historical year on the 400.
Yeah.
Have you thought forward yet as to how you're going to make the 400 special for the city?
Well, the city's been thinking about it for years. I was talking about it last time I ran for mayor in 2015 that, our 400th anniversary is right around the corner. Now it's literally, there it is. It's 2023. But there's a 400th committee that's been in place for a couple of years.
Right, yeah.
So
I think it's Bob Gillis.
Ruth Pino, and Bruce Toby, the tri-presidents or chairs. And so it's already in the works. So I'm excited to. I'm meeting with them next Wednesday. And
excellent.
But it's a biggie. I remember as a little kid going to City Hall. I think it was in 1973 for I guess it would have been the 350th anniversary, right? And I just remember, because they're talking about what do you call it? A time capsule. Because I remember that word etched into my brain because they were reading newspaper articles.
So is there actually a time capsule for the 400?
I don't know the answer, but I would assume if we opened one up, we did another one. So
I think Joe has one somewhere.
But
there may be a few.
If there is a time capsule, we'd like to invite you back to maybe share some of the items that were in that time capsule for broadcast.
I'm sure it's going to be public anyway, but video public. But the poor folks down in Plymouth kind of got screwed because 1620, 2020, COVID, no celebration.
Right. Oh wow, yeah.
And so obviously I don't think in 2021 they really had to have one. Got the opportunity. So hopefully COVID and the variants are gone in 2023, so we can actually follow through.
Got to be thinking.
Maybe we invite Plymouth to do a special ceremony in Gloucester since they got screwed to a cool thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, just an idea.
But it'd be great to get some big wigs here because we're among the oldest colonies in the country. I'd say in the top 5 or 6.
So I work for the Beauport Hospitality Group, and when the cruise ship goes out during the daytime and they have the bus tours in, I've done a lot of research on the city. Gloucester being the oldest seaport in America, 1605 was Samuel de Champlain.
Yeah.
That's how they named it Beauport. That's how Beautiful Harbor is how Gloucester got its original name.
Interesting.
Traga Bigzanda was actually an original name of Gloucester, which was the name of a Turkish princess that was really nice to him when he was in captivity in Constantinople. Then years later,
hang in there, folks. This is Scotty
Cape
Mack Show.
Ann.
This is Scotty Mack Show. Keep going.
Joe Garland with another piece of Gloucester history. Legend.
Yeah.
But I mean, Cape Ann got its name from Charles I, which his mother was Queen Anne,
He's
and
been
named it
talking
Cape
ever
Ann
since.
after that. So
We're in
don't worry about it, Joe. You were down doing both.
He's trying to impress Greg with his Gloucester history.
No.
I mean, he's going through.
We
He started at
It's
1602.
There it is.
He started at
There's the weekly show.
1602.
We went from Cape Ann to Turkey.
Well, we put gravy on it. Turkey.
That's where the gravy belongs.
That's where the gravy belongs.
No, Scotty, I'm impressed. So, what's your question?
I don't have one.
Traga Bigzanda.
I'm out.
Actually, Yella has a drink on their menu.
I want to thank Chris McCarthy for personally shutting me up in front of the new mayor on air. All right, thank you, Chris.
I saw him nodding off. I'm like, geez.
Hey, I have a question for you having to do with elections
Yes.
in general. What is your vote? Is there a what? How do you feel about, or is this voting strategy effective? It's called bullet voting, where you don't necessarily use up all of your votes if you feel there are certain, like say for
like council at large.
council at large or whatever, that if you feel like there's like one of your people you feel very strongly about, that you use your vote just for that person.
Yeah, I think that candidates think it's a great idea. It's like, hey, vote for me. You don't have to vote for the other three. Sometimes the strategy can backfire. Because somebody else's second choice might creep up. So I think we should be looking at ranked choice voting. In my opinion. I mean, the state didn't go for it when it was on the ballot as a referendum question. I think last year or two years ago. But yeah, so bullet voting. That's a tough one. I don't always vote for 6 school committee people or 4 councils at large. Going way back. It's just
So you implement that strategy as well.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I've ever voted for just one. Even when I was the one, I always voted for colleagues that I wanted to serve with.
Right, but not necessarily use up all of the votes.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if you haven't done the homework, and just plug in a name in.
Well, that was exactly the example for me. For school committee, I hadn't done the homework.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel comfortable voting for some of these names I didn't
just go with
I
the
feel the
signs.
same on that too. Yeah.
I go with the signs. Who had the coolest signs?
Yeah.
Like a wine. I
Look
mean,
at all the
when I
pretty
pick
colors,
a wine,
you go
I
by
look at
color.
the label.
Vote by
You
color.
bring it in with you so you can remember what it says.
Yeah.
The bottle of wine you bring into the pool.
And
That's
now
not bad.
that's an idea. Drinking aloud when you go and vote.
Yeah, my wife does the wine by the label. That's what
Yeah,
I
my
don't drink
wife
wine,
does too. That's why I bring it up.
A lot.
But literally, that's how I completed some of my
Is
circle.
she a red or a white?
Scotty, I
Not a
haven't
white.
finished my comment yet.
I wasn't finished with my rant
Joe.
either. I mean,
The history lesson is over. So yeah.
Bang.
That's the bang report.
that's the bang report.
Sorry, did I interrupt somebody?
I want to
No,
talk about.
he interrupted
It
me,
wasn't
and I
relevant.
forget what
Chris,
I
it
was
wasn't
gonna
relevant. You were way out of order.
say.
You're out of order. You're out of order. The whole
We're
place
all
is
out of order.
What's that scene from?
A few good
It's an
men.
Al Pacino movie.
Yes, A Few Good Men with,
Yes.
with
Jack
Jack
Nicholson says
Nicholson.
it.
Oh,
and-
yeah.
So
What was your go-to show during COVID?
Oh, let's see. Well, I'm
Movie.
a Trekkie, so it would be any Trek series.
Oh,
or
okay.
movie.
Nice.
What was your take on Shatner? Was that a hoax or was that real? Did it happen?
Well, I think it's the same as the moon landing. It didn't happen. Yeah. I'm sure he did it. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't.
90
think
years old at that velocity, though. I mean, people are
I
saying
mean,
it's
his
a
hairpiece probably went
Yeah.
off. That's why they've been having live coverage in the capsule.
Shatner if you're watching.
Joe, we have an interesting question here.
well,
Scotty might know. I mean, Scotty's the
Scotty knows
historian.
a lot.
I didn't know.
I
he
gotta
was
go
the-
take care of a boat.
Can you
You need to answer that,
Can you
Scott.
read the
Scotty,
question?
you're the historian.
Is the cemetery off Washington Street down by the Oval one of the oldest in the country? I heard it was. Did some general somebody did some general landscaping down there a few years back to bring the overgrowth, and some of those headstones date back, I believe, to the 1600s. This is all I can report on that. That Gloucester was actually established in 1623,
Right.
which preceded Salem in 1626 and Boston in 1630.
Okay.
Yes,
God.
But it's not. I don't think it's the oldest.
It's
one of the
the-
oldest in the country.
It is one of the oldest in
It
the
is.
country, just
Oh.
because by virtue of we're like the sixth settlement.
Yeah.
But that is definitely the oldest in town. Then the second parish in West Gloucester is number 2. I have Beechbrook Cemetery is behind my house, and then Bray Cemetery is right next door to me. So I'm kind of this cemetery nerd.
So which one do you want to end up in later? Do you have?
Well, I'd like to be. Well, I told my wife, hopefully I go during the burning season. She can just throw me on the pile with the brush. And then,
That's a great idea.
I mean, I want to be cremated, so it doesn't matter where I get sprinkled.
Speaking of nerds, I have so finally I can give Pat her birthday present.
Yes.
Oh.
Go to
what
camera
is
2.
it?
Hold on, camera 2, and hold on. I gotta get the music.
Joe,
ready.
Pat, everyone from Good Morning Gloucester contributed.
That's a lie.
What?
I know
That's
it's
a lie.
What are
He
you
was
talking
too cheap.
about?
He wouldn't give me any. I asked him for 75 cents for the.
Oh, do I dare open this on camera? Is what I want to know.
Let's say blessing.
No. This is the perfect.
What store is it from?
It's like the brass
the
monkey.
brass
yeah.
monkey, which
Yeah,
is
Brass monkey.
I was
Which is
gonna
an
say greasy
easy
monkey.
go-to if you need a present.
Yeah, it is. I've been there.
Here we go.
Oh.
Ah, yeah.
I
Look
love
at
it.
that. I picked it up, Pat. You're
Oh.
welcome. You're welcome, Pat.
Yeah, a little bit left. A little bit left.
Oh,
the
you're on the
right,
left.
yeah,
There you go.
there
you go.
There you go.
Pat, I
It's
saw
a-
it and it had your name all
Oh
over
my
it.
God.
Pat, what do you think?
Thank you. Thank you.
Is that
That is-
appropriate?
That's very
Did I
appropriate.
nail it?
That's very appropriate. I'm going to put it in the back window of the car.
I love
With
it.
my
Oh, that's a
camera.
good idea.
Bird
Yeah.
not a bird. It's gonna
Yeah.
be like the gun rack in the trunk.
Yeah, exactly.
There's
Exactly.
certain times
Thank
you
you.
can find a gift that is just
You
absolutely
just have
perfect.
to get
Yeah.
and you
You're
have
welcome.
to get it. That's
You're
true.
welcome,
Thank
Pat.
you.
You're welcome.
That's really nice.
McCarthy's getting a new toilet seat for his birthday.
And while I'm up, did you want to do this?
What is this?
The books?
Oh, that's right. That's a good idea.
Ooh.
Oh, I have one of those.
So that right there, Ron Gilson was on two podcasts ago.
Mhm.
Our favorite Gloucester historian, and he promised books to 3 of the people that were on the podcast with him: Scotty, Gamber,
And Joe Higgins.
and Joe Higgins. So if Joe Higgins, fish printer, is watching right now,
So-
we have your copy. Did
Yeah,
you sign them?
and Scotty. Oh, look at that. Oh, their names are in there. Wow. I'm
Wow.
glad. Good thing you said that.
Personalized. If you haven't read this book, you can get it at the bookstore of Gloucester, and it really,
Well, Ron remembers.
This
who
is
was
gonna
that.
brush me up on my historical skills, Chris.
Scotty, I'm very impressed. I didn't know you.
Thank you for your
For that
accepting ways to an old guy.
yeah, he was great on the podcast. He
and
always is.
I do have something to share. Scotty Mack was in
Because we
Minglewood
Can't see
last
if I'm
night.
doing it.
Oh, he
Thank
dropped
you.
the ball again.
There you
We're
go.
talking.
That's not bad.
Thank you, Pat.
So Scotty
Thank
Mack
you.
was in Minglewood last night and almost got thrown out
Oh no.
because
Let's hear all about it.
he decided to grab the mixing cups from the bar and join the band and
This is
use them
true.
as tambourines.
This is true.
So I was prepared to help him out if there was
A very
little
funky
ruckus.
band, and they had cowbell going on, and I've done this in the past in many of other establishments. And Minglewood just was not having it,
No,
but he clicked the bottom of the metal mixes together, and it's the perfect cowbell sound.
yeah.
And I was on rhythm and everything. As a bass player, you can respect
Of course, I respect vandalism.
that.
No, but Zach and I, the manager of Minglewood, we were laughing. I think they were busting him on it. But no, that was a.
So he
a
wasn't
good night.
banned.
But he wasn't banned. He is
Okay.
allowed back. Actually, speaking of that, tonight over the bridge,
Yes.
Over the
Is,
bridge,
playing.
OTB,
OTB.
only
Jack-
area performance,
What's that?
only hometown
Great
performance
point.
in a year.
Right.
They've
Right.
been on tour and they've been very busy. I mean, they have 3 songs that have made it to the top 10 on iTunes reggae charts.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Local Over the Bridge with Mike Forget and Dave Campbell.
Yeah.
There's
So
a good
Sounds
chance
great.
the bird nerd will be there.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, us the McCarthys too.
I wanted to be there and I got a last minute gig. I'm in Somerville this evening.
Oh, where's
Yeah.
that?
Somerville, it's
Scotty was in Manchester last
I was
night,
in
and he
Manchester
posted
last
something.
night.
He goes, "Come on by," and I'm like, "Where's Manchester?" I mean, once you're in Gloucester,
That's
there's
right
no
where
place
Bravo
else.
Pizza is.
Yeah,
I
Come
know.
on.
Well, I know where Bravo Pizza is.
Were
I don't
you
know where
eating
Manchester
or were you playing?
I was playing actually. I was at the Manchester Legion. We had but my show was absolutely silent and dead. I had 8 people. There was a Manchester football game last night
Oh, that's right.
when I booked the show originally, and everybody was at the game.
Yeah.
So they did trickle in afterwards,
Yeah.
but most of the night it was fun. It was a very intimate VIP performance.
Yeah.
Can I do a plug for
Absolutely.
Paul's on Fire?
Of course.
Paul's on Fire is my
Right here.
project. This camera.
That camera.
Paul's on Fire. You can find us on Spotify and on Bandcamp. So
what's the project? Though? Tell us about it.
Paulzon Fire.
Paul's on.
Because my middle name's Paul, the singer's Paul, and the guitar player's Paul. So
Okay.
Paul's on Fire.
So tell us about the project and what's it all
So
about.
we were another band called Black Sheep Stampede, and so we sort of regrouped during COVID virtually. We had a song called "Solitude is Exhausting." We thought the title was apropos.
I like that. Yeah.
So we put out a video and put it on Spotify. So I play bass. I wrote the music. My nephew wrote the lyrics. I wrote a verse. And then my buddy Paul Brancaleone is the guitar player. We sort of do Lennon McCartney. No matter who writes the music, we share.
Paul B.
Paul B.
Formerly of Rotary Records.
That's right, Paul B.
I remember this.
So
yes.
And my nephew Paul Catania is the singer. You may know him as Ricky Diamond, but so you can find us.
Ricky D. I know Ricky too. Yeah,
Yeah.
great. I'm looking forward to that.
What
I'll
kind
check
of
that
music
out.
is it?
It's I guess alternative, but it's got an 80s and
nice.
60s flair to it because I love the 60s and I grew up in the 80s.
Yeah.
So
We've had some bands actually create little jingles for us here at Good Morning Gloucester. So if you guys, want to play a little jingle with Good Morning Gloucester's name in it,
that's it right there.
That's your band. You're an artist and a politician. That's great.
and a real estate agent.
And
Well, no more real estate. I gave that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little
Sounds
teaser for you.
good.
Check it out on Spotify. Paul's on Fire. Paulzon Fire.
FIRE. The other thing I've been out collecting lawn signs. Probably missed some because as I was putting them away, I was short from what we put out. So if you see them around town, or if we didn't get one from your yard, go to voteverga.com and send us a message, and we'll grab it.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
nice.
So
Okay.
just one other quick thing. Went to Gloucester House last night.
Same here. Yeah.
They just opened. I think last
Last
past
night.
Wednesday.
2 nights. 2 nights. ago.
Wednesday. Did a fantastic job inside. New menu looks outstanding. So make sure
If you haven't been to
stop
Gloucester
in.
House recently, it's totally different when the bar area was, and they had the 2 levels. They've brought the bottom level up. They have a huge wraparound horseshoe bar.
Yeah.
Very updated, very clean, very bright.
Yeah.
There's
With
a
a
fireplace.
Yeah.
Yes, the fireplace. And I just had cocktails. I didn't have the food last night, but I'm looking forward to going back and checking that
Yeah.
out. So.
I didn't have the food. I had cocktails, and the cocktails were good.
And you weren't kicked out.
And you were kicked out.
I did not play the cowbell mixes. No.
And then I'm sorry, Midori. I saw Greg there last night. My wife and I were sitting at the bar. I'm telling you, it's a hidden gem if you're looking for Chinese food or even sushi. They did it all over inside. The family or people who own it are doing a great job, and stop in and show some of your support to them.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Going into winter now after fall, and when is your official takeover date after transition?
Takeover sounds like it's a coup
No,
d'etat.
but when do you actually
Get sworn in.
when do you sit in the big chair?
The inauguration.
The inauguration would be the first. There's some confusion about that because the charter says the first secular day of the year. I thought that would have been Monday and not a Saturday or Sunday. But the city clerk says it will be the first January 1st. So there'll be a ceremony at City Hall, modified, I'm sure, because of COVID. But the school committee, city council, and the mayor will take the oath, and that's what I asked John Jerome to play at. So that should.
Oh,
be
right
fun.
on. John Jerome Music, also on Spotify. Check him out, The Island Cowboy. Look for new music from John, too. By the way, he's got a new album coming out.
Oh, great, yeah.
I'm going to be privy to having a sneak peek as a DJ to get his music ahead of time, so I'll be playing that. I like to support local music, so I'll be playing some Paul's on Fire. I'll be playing some John Jerome, some Over the Bridge, and stuff like that. So,
so supporting local music. So another plug. While I was out of government, I started a web show called with Rick Moore on MSO called Unfinished Music. It was interview and performance of local bands. John was on it. Alan Estes, Chelsea Berry.
Oh wow!
Pretty much everybody in town. Mm-hmm. So over the last 5 years, we had I don't know how many shows, 30 or more. But you can find that on Facebook, Unfinished Music. There'll be links to all the shows.
Okay, great.
Is that a
awesome
podcast?
Yeah, we used to be live, but then about 2 years in, we switched to recording because we just couldn't do schedules.
Nice, nice. Yeah.
Okay.
Chris, I'm going to step out so you can take over.
We're getting
in
close
that case,
to the
let's
end
close
of
it down.
Our typical hour.
Yeah.
So your time to share is running out. We so far have 15 shares.
15.
We have great prizes today.
I shared.
Keep a couple more minutes. I don't see you comment.
No, I don't think employees
I
can.
was going to say,
employees. we already
Can't
the fine print.
we haven't added that to the benefit package yet.
All right, so you have 1 more minute to share, and then we'll do.
Charlene is shared and followed the directions correctly.
Thank God. My beautiful wife, Charlene.
Yes. Hi, Charlene.
Do you have her picture up there, Scotty?
I do not. I mean, that's a Joey thing. I mean,
Isn't it employees and family members are not?
We slid that one through the family members thing in the last contract.
I wanted to mention the Gloucester House because yesterday I went there as well, but I went during the day to get some delicious coffee and baked goods from Cake Ann. And in fact, I got a quiche for my other son.
Oh, they open now in front?
Yeah, they're right in front.
Great.
And I love Cake Ann coffee. And I went in and she's got a great setup. And there's a fireplace in there. And she even has a deck. And so I'm happy to be her neighbor too.
Wow, right on. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's really great.
Joe, Scotty's doing an outstanding job.
I'm glad we have Scotty. Thank you for Scotty.
We've given everybody the last couple minutes to get their last shares.
How many shares do we have?
Because everyone
right now we're at 17.
17 shares. I would be. You're crazy not to share.
Yes.
You'd be remiss.
$50 gift certificate to Bravo. One of the prizes, 2 hoodies, awesome hoodies, and a pro style trucker cap. Not like the chintzy ones, like the double-lined badass one.
And these hoodies will be great for bird watching.
Joe, are we out of stickers?
No, there's stickers down there.
Joe, I
tell people how to get the stickers.
That's
why don't you tell them all?
Joe, I gotta go because I'm running in 2024, and I'm meeting with my new campaign manager. I don't want to be late.
Good luck.
All right. You want to do it? Or you want me to do it? All right. Right here. So we have these awesome. See if we can get it to.
Oh,
there you go.
Here, do it over here.
All right, ready, Pat?
Oh, thank you.
Great waterproof stickers.
There it is.
Yeah, they're really actually
waterproof.
Great.
I have one on my boat.
Yeah.
They hold up for years.
So,
but anyway, if you send in, Pat has the information in the lower screen.
Wow,
if you send in a SAISY, self-addressed and stamped envelope to 95 East Main Street, Gloucester, Mass. We will put a sticker in.
And we have no envelopes to open today?
No envelopes to open today. Okay. I don't think we announced it last week. That's why.
Is it a SAISY or a Saze?
I don't know. Do you know?
I think it's Saze.
It is a Saze.
I just want to. It'd be my honor to hand you this right here. That's a 40-cent sticker right there.
Right,
so
are you going to use it because Joe doesn't want to waste it?
Please give one to the kids.
We can share this one.
We'll put it on my car right now.
If you notice, up and down Main Street, all the best shops have it on their door.
I know.
GMG approved.
Lone Gull has the original.
Really?
And the newer one. Lone Gull has the first one I ever made 13 years ago.
All right, I'll put this on our door.
Awesome.
You want to address this question from Florida? It's a good one.
No, thank you. Is GMG going to be on Saturday morning? No. It's Sunday from here on out. There was.
You just had a couple.
I had to cover a little crazy situation.
So we have 17 shares.
17 shares, and we're going to do that. So I'm going to explain how this works. So we do the random number generator, And if you're still watching, in the comments, when I announce the name.
Okay.
Before we do the random generator, while you're getting that ready, Chris, I gotta bring up one of Chris's topics because he gets butthurt if we don't get to enough of his topics.
That's true.
And it actually says his name right next to it. So we'll go. This is a dentist or colonoscopy. This is the type of questions that Chris comes up with. And would you rather go to the dentist or colonoscopy? How did you come up with this question?
Or would you I don't know if you asked the right way. Would you rather or would you least? How would you say?
What's the lesser
of the two evils?
What's the lesser of the two evils? I'm going to say definitely. This is an easy question because you have to do the day before the cleanse.
The
Gatorade and everything. So I'm 100%. I'm going with the dentist.
I'd have to say that I'm not old enough. I haven't had one yet.
So. Well, that's what I was going to say because I'm not old enough to have to go. Actually, they just changed the age. I'm at the cusp of the age where now they.
What's the age?
45 now.
It used to be 50.
Yeah, now they brought it 5 years earlier. And I'm due, so I'm looking forward to it.
I had a bad experience.
Scotty, it's good. The Michael Jackson juice they give you.
I'll probably lose a few pounds not being able to eat and drinking that stuff that you're supposed to drink, I guess.
All right, so I'm going to go over it again.
Thanks for asking that question, Scotty.
I wanted to make sure you got in there.
Yeah. Well, what's Joe doing now?
2 hoodies.
Remember that time?
Yeah, that was fun.
2 hoodies, a hat,
2 hoodies, a hat, and a $50 gift card.
Yes.
When we announce the people's names according to the random generator, the first person to respond, you could have been the third person picked, but if you respond before the first person that was picked, you get your pick first. So it's all going down by the comments.
So hoodie, hat, gift certificate.
2 hoodies, 1 hat,
Yeah,
1
hold
gift
on.
certificate.
So is that 5 gifts or 4?
4.
Okay.
Thank you for the
2
clarity.
hoodies.
I get confused.
You do the hoodies together or separate hoodies?
No, separate hoodies.
So that's,
So then,
4. It's still 4.
2 hoodies,
2 hoodies,
a hat,
hat,
and a gift
and a gift
certificate.
certificate. 4.
yes.
Just for the viewers watching right now, this did not come out of Joey's dusty box in the green room. We actually have quality prizes here today.
All from
I'm
Seaside
going to go
Graphics.
over there because I'll be able to get it to.
Yeah.
Seaside
Yeah.
Graphics does.
Yes.
All right,
good.
we're going to go ahead.
That's good to know. I was
Camera
asking
1.
about that the other day.
Yes.
If they did small.
So 1 to
They
17,
do.
right, Pat?
Yes.
All right, right here. Oh, we got a tough light there. All right, we'll make it work. It's this one here, Scotty.
Oh.
All right, ready? Here's the first. All right, ready? Here comes the first one. Number 11.
Number 11, Patrick T. McNally.
I think that made a first-time winner for him. I've never heard you call his name. Patrick T. McNally. If you're watching, you can put in what you want for it if you're before anyone else. Number 1. Who was the first one to share?
Paula Ryan O'Brien.
Paula Ryan O'Brien. If
See,
she's watching, she
it
can.
pays to be
she can-
early.
yeah. Number 11. Did we say 11?
Yes.
You can't win twice.
New rule.
17.
New rule.
No, that's established rule.
That's
17,
established rule.
James
Officially
Lincoln Noble.
Jane Noble. That's my mother's buddy.
I'm going to go to the tape on that.
One more.
And number 12.
I'm sorry, number 12 is Jean Marie Verga Chartier.
My sister.
Oh,
There you go.
nice.
Hey.
So could you get it to her?
Yeah, I'll
if
take
she
it.
wins. All right. So
Okay.
Maybe
so
I'll get it.
Maybe it'll make it.
all right. All right. Wait. We already have someone.
The
Wait.
gift certificate
Patrick
and
McNally.
One of the.
Patrick McNally said hoodie size
You got a
large.
tick.
And Paula said
No,
gift
you
I got a
certificate.
hoodie and a hat.
Oh,
left.
she's online to pick.
So the hoodie and a hat left.
Hoodie and a hat left.
Oh,
The gift certificate's gone, Jane. It already got picked by Paula. She beat you out on that. So you have a hoodie and a hat to
Hoodie
pick
or
from.
hat.
That's for
Greg
Oh,
would like the hoodie.
Jean?
Jane Verga Chartier. She just said
Jane
nice, but
says-
she didn't. So she just Jane hoodie. Jane Noble
Oh,
says
no.
hoodie. Jane Noble. She beat. So
Oh.
the Verga gets the hat. So
Okay.
you take
She
the
gets
hat.
the
You
hat.
can take the hat to her.
Okay.
I'll take the hat. To her is another
That's fantastic.
We'll get you
All
one.
right. Thank you so much. That was awesome.
I think it's only appropriate in the closing today that we play Over the Bridge jingle since they're going to be tonight at Minglewood.
Well, we also do it every time.
No, we
anyway.
play Any Ropes too.
What time do they start tonight?
Oh,
Scotty?
that's a good question.
Yeah.
Doors are at 8, show
It's
at 9.
Okay.
Well,
That
they're
was
not
a
going
big-
to
doors open
let
at
you
5
in.
for
They're not going
dinner.
to let you into Minglewood
Yeah.
before that.
I have a show. That's what Forget said on his page, though, on
Oh,
Facebook.
don't worry, Paula. I'll get the gift certificate to you.
I get a feeling. That was an inside job because Pat knows that when Paula's in town, she's gonna go with her.
We need Ernst & Young to do this now.
You can go to Minglewood. I believe they open at 4.
When are you guys gonna have Wi-Fi in the?
Oh yes,
shop?
it's already there.
It's already there. Okay, so when you guys open, we'll come and we'll do a live podcast.
I love that. That's a great idea.
That'd be a blast.
And we'll eat the pizza on the
Oh,
show.
no. We couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Are you gonna make the tripe pizza for Chris?
Oh, yeah.
He'll do that.
Yeah.
Amanda Armstrong, thank you. Great show today. Thank you to everybody joining us. We had a lot of people watching today. All right, we're gonna go out with our jingle. Oh wait,
the mayor.
Joe, you have some.
Yes, Mayor.
Oh, you have.
All right, 1 second. Do you want? Who wants to do the Jimmy's part?
You do it.
You want me to do it? Okay.
We need to see your nostril hairs.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Joe.
absolutely no piping plovers were harmed in the filming of this podcast.
None. 0. Zip.
None, because it's winter.
Wrong way now. Here we go.
Little town with big news. 411, come get the scoop. Wake up with Joe and the rest of his crew. It's good morning, Gloucester, to you. Oh, it's good morning, Gloucester, to you. I say good morning, Gloucester, to you. Good morning, Gloucester, from